Hi, good morning. My name is Mary Millman, and I'm here with my co-author Melissa Stoller in New York City in my apartment, welcoming everyone from New York to talk about Mojo's Return, a story of resilience and hope. To begin with, I would just like to say that we're thrilled to participate on the project with Annual Museum of the Jewish People, and that the project has taken us over 2 years in making. Melissa and I are here to give you some context of the book from the shores of New York City when you guys are in Israel. At the outset, we would just like to wish everybody a happy Hanukkah and remark that how, how fitting it is that today is Hanukkah and we're celebrating the lights of the Hanukkah story and the menorah, and the tragedy of October 7th occurred on Simchas Torah. The story, children's book Mojo's Return, began with the inspiration and the events of October 7th in Israel, the story of Omri Moran, who was kidnapped, his wife and our beautiful co-author Lashai Moran Levy, and their two daughters, and their dog Mojo. The book was inspired by the events of October 7th, but it is a universal story that discusses and addresses somebody who might be missing in someone's life, longing for a loved one, and how a child might experience the void of difficulty and missing a person in their life. The theme and the universal theme of our project is resilience, hope, and the ability to carry on. It's fitting, of course, that this is Hanukkah because the Hanukkah story is about hope also, and we're celebrating today and the opening of our book on this special time. To give you some background of us in New York, we wanted to tell you a little bit about who we are and the context of what brought this project to fruition. And it is a complete charitable project simply for the children of Israel. After October 7th, I started doing some advocacy and met people with the Hostage Forum, Hostage and Missing Families Forum, and I attended an event at a synagogue that I belonged to, and I met family members of hostages. During that time, I had the pleasure of hearing Moshe Levy, who is Lashai's brother and Omri's brother-in-law, and we had the advantage of meeting afterwards. I was lucky enough to meet him afterwards, and I could say that I'm blessed to say he's a close friend, and we formed a friendship out of that event. Independently, I'm close friends with Melissa Stoller, who's a very well-known author in New York City of children's books with many themes of Jewish themes. Additionally, in my background as a lawyer and a New Yorker, I run a charity for seriously ill children, and I've done it for 35 years. Through my work as running a charity and meeting children who are in difficult emotional situations, and parents and siblings, I have learned that children need a respite and a way to experience loss, fear, uncertainties, and emotions that they find difficult in a difficult situation. And when Melissa and I were getting together because we're friends and we're so devastated about what was going on in Israel as Jewish women and mothers, we decided that we wanted to do something helpful, and we decided that vehicle was children. And Melissa being an author and my background, we decided to write a children's book for children who face adversity, not just the situation of October 7th, but of course that inspired us. Moshe was kind enough to introduce us to Lashai, and together she agreed, and we forged a friendship and a partnership in writing the story. At this point, I'd just like to introduce Melissa to give you some background and her perspective, and I'll be back. Melissa?
Thank you so much, Mary. Hi, everyone. I'm so delighted to be here with you. I'm Melissa Stoller, and like Mary, I also live in New York City. I have written many children's books, including many that have Jewish themes, and I'm really happy to participate today and be part of this important project for the children and families of Israel and around the world. In our story, Mojo's Return, The Lev family lives life joyfully, singing and dancing near their big lemon tree with their dog Mojo, until a storm arrives on their kibbutz, leaving Abba and Mojo missing. Mojo returns one day, but Abba does not. Nevertheless, the family learns to be strong, longing for Abba while embarking on new adventures with love and hope always in their hearts. Both of our mothers were long term teachers, and they taught us that literature helps children process their feelings and shape those feelings into narratives that make sense for them. We're both lawyers, readers, and writers. As Mary said, I'm a children's book author, and Mary wrote an adult novel. Our experiences enabled us to thoughtfully and carefully create this story for children, parents, and caregivers. We truly hope that this book will help children acknowledge but not be overwhelmed by challenges and will encourage positivity and joy. In the book, family, friends, and community, along with Mojo, the dog, are able to weather the storm of life through action with the power of love, resilience, and hope. Hope in our story is actually almost like a character. It's an active choice. The family still yearns for their Abba, of course, but demonstrates resilience and hope by painting, cooking, playing, and embracing new and different adventures together, like children normally would. The story also deals with connection and highlights how important friends, family, pets, and community are to those who are going through a challenging time. We have created a young, beautiful family using the traditions of Israeli and Jewish culture, including celebrating holidays, food, love of animals, trees, joy, and hope. And the name of the family in the story is Lev, which means heart in Hebrew, as an homage to the love that we have in our hearts for the children affected by the events of October 7th. Mary?
We relate Mojo's return to parents who are actively out of the country, perhaps on business trips, parents who have to go to another city or to a hospital with a child and may be missing the other child or children at home, situations where there is a loss of a parent, a loss of life, situations all across the globe and all across the universe in different situations. The book is universal, and it's not exclusively to the experience of October 7th as we've expressed. And if we go back in our history, in Jewish history, children reading stories can also relate for educators in discussing our history, situations where the Jewish people encountered things and feelings of loss and anxiety. Additionally, we want everyone to know that the first edition of this book we're so proud is being printed at Kibbutz Be'eri, and all proceeds from this project are going to charities that will benefit the children of Israel. Part of our story, a theme, is resilience and hope and community, as Melissa described and said so aptly. Our community, for making this project happen, is a very small group of people that have been integral to the project. The first person I have to say is Moshe Levi. I met him right around November or December of the attack on Israel that year, and we became friends. And if it weren't for his friendship and his introduction to us, to Lashai, this would have never happened. And I must say, for his advocacy for the hostages generally